I'm going to introduce a young lady who has no need for an introduction. She took on Senator Hope-Brent up north. She didn't win the election, but she won our hearts. Our very own Mama Grizzly Bear, Kim Simac.
Hey. Well, it's great to be here. I want to let y'all know that I grew up in Cook County, and by the time I was 18, I knew one thing for sure, and that was that I needed to get out of Illinois. So at the age of 24, we made the big move, and we moved up to northern Wisconsin, and my family and friends thought we were nuts. Back then, there was one red light intersection in the town of Eagle River, and there probably wasn't another one for about 20 miles in any direction. I thought Wisconsin was great. And compared to Illinois, it was just much better to do business. The people were more friendly, and there wasn't that big brother mentality there that we had left behind. Now, nearly 30 years later, and after living the past year of total calamity with people who remind me of who I went to kindergarten with, the prospects of finding another state to move to is occurring in my mind. And believe me, it's just that sort of thinking that led businesses to close their doors, pack up and get out of this state as soon as possible over the last decade. And that can be attributed to two things: the overbearing, out-of-control government led by the Democrats and Governor Doyle, and the unions. So let's give credit where credit's due here. Wisconsin lost thousands of jobs, sunk to one of the worst states to do business in, thanks to the overbearing regulation after another and the ever-increasing taxes for this and that, and always the never-ending dealing with the unreasonable union leaders. Can anyone tell me, can any of the supposed 1 million signatures of the recall petition tell me just what union leadership has done for job creation in the state of Wisconsin lately? Or in the past 50 years? The days of sweatshops, dangerous work conditions, fighting for workers' rights is over, okay? It's like the big band era, it's gone. The fact is, unions have not kept up with the times. They have done nothing but hindered America's ability to compete in the changing worldwide marketplace. And it would be nice if the next time they went on one of their fancy and expensive luxury conferences, merely spending union dues from hardworking members, possibly they could put on their agenda finding ways to be an asset here in America instead of a lead weight. And one more thing, while they're on that vacation, how about rebranding themselves? You know, that clenched fist thing? I'm glad I went to school at a time when my teachers taught me about socialism and communism. We learned what the results were of when a society follows that clenched fist, and it isn't pretty, and it doesn't ever end up well. And if you're not familiar with the history of the clenched fist people, Google it. It baffles me that so many red-blooded Americans are so naive to give monthly dues and show solidarity to a logo that is connected to millions and millions of murders. So how about a new logo, unions? How about an eagle, or how about this one? How about the American flag? And it reminds me, you know, I will never pledge allegiance to the United States of Organized Labor, because I pledge allegiance to the United States of America. As a nation, we've really made a mess of a good thing. You, me, this whole generation. 50, 60 years from now, our kids are going to have a hard time looking back and wondering, what in the world were we thinking? We're the generation that may be known for squandering our inheritance. All the blood, the sweat, the sacrifices, all the honor, the glory, the goodwill, the riches, the legacy that was given to us for free, we have squandered. And in a very short time, we took over 200 years it took to build it up and to fight for, and they triumphed. And like the song goes, we just are giving it away. Because while we're so busy living our lives, building up our material-packed houses, we forgot to take stock in just what it was that we were gifted. And nowhere in the great US of A is there a better example of just who we, the people, have become than here in Wisconsin. We are a festering society, and the world can look to Wisconsin to see the face of a people who have had more than almost all others. A lifestyle that was the envy of the billions, and now greed, ignorance, selfishness, and stupidity have created a people who fight for their fair share, and they want more. They want their entire life guaranteed and believe the taxpayers should pay for it. A complete disconnect with how it is a free society works. How businesses are needed to generate jobs so taxes can be collected. That tangible products need to be manufactured and sold to generate money. And let me share one known fact. We cannot survive on services alone. So when businesses that produce products flee from our border and public sector jobs outnumber those producing items that sell for cash, we're in trouble. And that's who we were 1 year ago. And the people of Wisconsin realized the perilous path that we were on and voted in a new administration like voters have done in Wisconsin for over 150 years. And the actions of the Democrats, the unions, and their followers over the past year have been nothing short of a complete betrayal. A betrayal to a system, to an order that has supplied a life for its citizens that was the envy of the world. They took it upon themselves to run Wisconsin's reputation into the mud on the wide world stage, and they have clearly exhibited no respect, no regard, and no honor. So, in closing, let me say, in America, we always like to put people into groups, and so I've been put into a group called the Tea Party. They like to call us radicals. But you know who we are? We're just the ones who woke up first, and we realized that the house was burning. And we've been trying to wake up the rest of the family ever since, but instead we find our brothers and sisters in denial. They're cradled in the attic with their treasure chest of workers' rights, contracts, and retirement funds, which will be useless if they don't leave it all behind and come out and help us stop the house from burning down. We are facing crucial times. I believe everyone here realizes that. If the people of Wisconsin do not recognize the right path when they are dropped directly upon it, then woe to us all. These people who are behind the recall are using citizens for their own profit, and it is obvious. They will protect their own agenda, which has nothing to do with Wisconsin's glorious past or its beautiful future. Ignorance has always been man's downfall, and what we are viewing is the greed and stupidity that was the demise of one great nation after another in the book called history. At what point will mankind really advance? At what point will we not repeat the same mistakes of those who have come before? The opportunity is here. The question is, will we in Wisconsin, enough of us, will we stand up to prove that we can make the future a better place? Thank you.
Amen. And that was great job. Great job. Oh. Oh.